We start with Rishi Sunak, and he confirmed the worst-kept secret in British politics, that the northern leg of HS2 has been scrapped. The PM said the facts have changed. The cost of a high-speed rail scheme had more than doubled. But politically, is it a good move or a bad move? Do you really care about HS2? Was it not going to affect you? And actually, has the right decision, albeit expensively and very slowly, been made, which is to actually just connect up the north, the Midlands and the east of England? Let's cross over now to Manchester to speak to our political editor, Christopher Hope. Christopher, thank you very much. Before I get the views of two top Tory MPs on this, what's he actually said?
What he said there, Patrick, is that they are not going to build this link between Birmingham and Manchester, HS2. They're going to spend £36 billion on New Network North, which is a series of dozens, really, of developments across England. That could be transport, that could be road or rail projects, more spending to try and connect towns, villages, cities, where I am in Manchester. But a big surprise, a big shock for many Tories has happened because it was not expected. Notably, David Cameron, the former Prime Minister, very rarely ever comments on politics. He's been quite clear today. He is not happy about this at all. Andy Street, the mayor of West Midlands, he was on resignation watch for 2 hours. He has now told GB News he is not resigning because, of course, he is the mayor in Birmingham. He wanted that link to Manchester. Big concerns. The MPs already voted it through that it should go as far as Crewe. So the government's facing the rather embarrassing situation of forcing its own MPs to axe the part of the HS2 from Birmingham to Crewe, which might be an awkward moment even for Tory MPs.
Well, I suppose it could well be, couldn't it, really? I mean, the vast majority of Tory MPs weren't going to have their actual constituencies affected by HS2, were they, though? So I wonder whether or not they actually really care that much. But, Christopher, thank you very much. Christopher Hope there, our political reporter. I'm just going to bring in now Conservative MP for Mansfield, Ben Bradley, who joins us. Ben, thank you very, very much. Look, initially, HS2, are you bothered?
Bothered, yes, in the sense that there are lots of economic priorities that it feeds that we need to deliver, but I'm not unhappy from my point of view in the sense of the East Midlands, which is where I'm from. We're not going to get the big, expensive railway line anymore, but I am assured that we're still going to get trains. We're still going to get trains via upgraded routes to the stations I thought we were going to get them to, and we've now got the £8 billion that would have gone on that railway line to spend on roads and local railway upgrades and buses and things that will benefit my constituents. So, it's a relatively happy trade-off from my perspective.
OK, I mean, a lot of people are saying that there is absolutely no point in doing any of it, though, actually. I mean, what are we going to get out of it? A quicker trip to Birmingham just about, and then that's it, is it? I mean, we've already got trains to Birmingham, haven't we?
Well, there's a capacity element as much as there is a speed one. So in so much as they've already started to deliver those lines and expand capacity between London and Birmingham, you may as well finish it now. There's no point leaving. We just saw the images there of the road, the works. You don't want to leave it there, are you? You're going to finish the bits you've started. But there are other options. And I've always been clear, there's a huge economic benefit to HS2 trains arriving in the East Midlands, but also that, you don't need one big shiny track. I need the trains, and if that means we get multiple upgrades, the East Midlands element opens up Newark and East Coast and Leeds that wasn't on there before, so there's some new people who'll be able to access it. And from my selfish point of view, he's candidate to be the mayor of the East Midlands. We've got £1.5 billion in a pot for that mayor to spend on local priorities. Great.
I imagine I don't want to put words in your mouth. One of the annoying things for you might be that you didn't just do this to begin with, right? Because this is actually quite good in itself. It's just the fact that we've got this giant white elephant that's absorbed a load of cash and dug tunnels across the south of England that's taken place for years before it. But look, I agree with you. I really do. I really honestly do think that, there are now more people across the country who will benefit from this amount of money. It's just a shame that it got there in the first place. Can I ask you a little bit about Scholar Braverman's speech? Because this is another top topic for us. There's been a bit of pushback to the language that was used. Some people maybe clutching some pearls, saying the use of the word hurricane was a bit strong. She's previously used the word invasion. Does that bother you?
No, not really. I think it reflects what a lot of my constituents tell me their view is, and I imagine that's probably why she frames it in that way. We need to be tough on our borders. We need to be seen to be tough on our borders because there has to be a deterrent effect in the actions that we take that prevent people thinking that they can arrive illegally and get access to loads of stuff that my constituents can't access. And fundamentally, I think she's absolutely bang on, both to say that the international treaties around this don't work for us, don't allow us to deliver. They stop us from protecting our borders, but also that we can't wait for those treaties and those renegotiations to get on with it. Britain needs to act, and I think my constituents expect us to do that.
Yeah, indeed. A lot of people are saying, why didn't you mention the ECHR? I mean, is that not the only way that you can actually enact some of the things that you do want to do?
Well, maybe not mentioned it by name, but she has talked, and in her previous speech a week or so ago, she talked for a good half an hour about elements including international treaties. She talked about refugee settlement from post-World War II that was intended to resettle 2 million people displaced by war, and now impacts or supports some 700-odd million people to move around the globe. It's not modern, is not fit for purpose. It doesn't reflect the world we live in now. And there are other examples, including the ECHR. But I think what she's laying out is that she's prepared to take those things on, take those international agreements on to deliver what we need to deliver.
OK, all right, Ben, look, thank you very much. Ben Bradley there, who's a Conservative MP for Mansfield.